Hold on, my bad.
Ask a Producer is a podcast where everyone belongs. No matter your craft, we welcome you as a guest on this show. Hosted by Gabriel Ori and J.R. Johnson, the dynamic duo that brings forth a show that's fun, enlightening, and family-oriented. If you are interested in being part of the show, email us at timelessproductions1@gmail.com.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Not much, y'all. Miss you at work today, man. Thought you was gonna be in to hang out with us. I'm just tripping. I know you was off today.
Nah, bro. It's my Friday off, and even being off, I'm still on. You know, I'm working, bro. Working. This has been an amazing week.
Tell me.
Little winded. Just working, y'all. So what's going on with you, brother?
Man, everything. Like you said, amazing week, busy week. And of course, some interesting news that came out over the weekend, and everybody's talking about it. But that was,
the slap heard around the world.
Yeah, that started my week. But
that was crazy, man. That was real crazy. I mean, I really don't got no comments on it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I just wish both of those brothers well. And hopefully they can make amends and let bygones be bygones. But I tell you this, I know somebody's benefiting from it and somebody's not really benefiting from it. So I mean, take it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
That's how the week started. So what's up, y'all? So go ahead and share this video. Y'all know what this is. This is Ask a Producer. Ask a Producer. So if you ask anybody, ask a producer. Don't ask a non-producer. Don't ask a non-creative. Don't ask a person who's just sitting by the wayside, but ask somebody who's doing something, who's trying to go after what they've been called to do, their purpose, what they are here for. So share this video. We have a very special guest, but before we do that, I go by the name of Gabriel Ori. Y'all know who I am, and this is my business partner / co-host.
What's up, y'all? J.R. Johnson. How y'all doing?
That's right. And so we're here with another episode. You know what we need to do, JR? Every episode we need to kind of tag it like episode number 80, episode number 81, 82, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And just make it do what it do. So
no,
just a little tired, but getting up early. I get up early every single morning. And one thing I do before I go to work, before I go to my job, I try to go to work first. Meaning I try to touch, whatever it is that I'm called to do, whether it's in the video world, the music world, or maybe just reading something, just to get my day started. That's my routine. I get up early just to do that. And then I go to my job, after that. What about you? You got a routine, JR, that you do?
My routine every morning before I get up to go to work is get my coffee and I pray.
That's right.
and that starts my day. Listen to some music. Sometimes I don't listen to music. It all depends on what how I'm feeling after my prayer. But that's it. I pray, go to work, come back, and work.
So y'all this video, share the video, comment on the video, get your questions ready. We have a very special guest backstage. JR, you want to introduce our guest?
Most definitely, man. We got Mr. Aarian Land. Aarian and I go way back, man. Him and I, uh, well, I started in the drums back in my young days. That's when I met Aarian, the triad at the time. We were in our younger age. He's a little bit older than I am, but um, I remember him playing drums, and from there he just never stopped. I did because I moved on to something else.
Okay.
But I got a bio here from him. He graduated from Coastal Carolina University. He travels with Tony Washington Singers. He's an international drummer, and he traveled to Italy, Switzerland, Australia, Croatia, Slovenia, and Spain. He's also instructed many high school lines and some college lines. He's a drummer at Mason Temple out in Conway, South Carolina. He serves as a vice president for the South Carolina Kojic Music Department. He's also was invited to play for the Vatican for Pope Francis, and he also has his own company called Owner of Doc's Practice Rooms. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I bring him on, I have a little snippet of him. I'm gonna bring that up, and then we'll get him on the show. Check it out. All right,
Dope.
Arian, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I hope all y'all are doing well.
Hey, we're excited for this moment, man. The guru.
Oh, no.
That was dope, man. That was dope. JR wrote, he read it sounded like JR was reading the pastor coming up, hail from Conway, South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we go way back, man. But
We do.
yeah,
We do.
Aaron's always been that dope drummer, man. He's that guy.
Wow.
So Aarian, so I know JR gave, a quick introduction, but why don't you officially introduce yourself to our audience in your way, Bishop?
No, no, I'm just Aarian. Just a drummer from Conway. I am 45 years old. I've been in the game. Probably about Lord at least 40 years drumming at least. From tapping to actually to developing. And like JR said, come through Coastal Carolina University and had some great teachers along the way. A lot of y'all probably know Dorothea Taylor. She was a great, huge influence in my life. And Mr. Joe Lee, that's the pastor's son. But going back to Miss Taylor, I would go over to her house on Saturdays and spend like 3 to 4 hours just chopping away, just rudiments, not even getting on a drum set, just rudiments. Chop, chop, chop. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my life. To this day, I'm still drumming. Yeah.
So one of your comrades says that Conway is where Jesus lives. I don't know how much I believe that, but
yes, the Lord is in Conway. Yes, He is. I see it. He is.
What's up, Regina?
What's up, Regina? We was talking about you. You just jumped right on in.
But so what ultimately got you into drumming? Everybody has like a little way to go. Like in your childhood, was your family like musically oriented? What made you jump on the drums?
Just going to concerts. I am a huge quartet person. Matter of fact, I'll buy quartet music before I'll buy like choir music.
What?
And oh yes, yeah, I like quartet music. I like old school, like Tommy Ellison. I mean Doc McKenzie, all those guys like that. Cantons, Willie Neal Johnson, and the keynotes. I can just go on. I mean, Willie Banks and the Messengers. So those, I used to listen to those guys coming up. My mom would take me to the quartet concerts, and I would just sit there and I would just be like, wow, one day I'm gonna be on that stage. One day I'm gonna be on that stage. And lo and behold, I had opportunity to go on the road with Tommy Ellison, but at the moment, at that moment, it wasn't a good transition for me to go because if like being in quartet music, it takes you away from church. So that's almost like church by itself. You're on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So and I wouldn't be, that being said, I wouldn't be able to be in my local church. So
Mm.
I turned it down, and I guess I'm glad I did. No, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. But from that though, going to concerts, and then of course my drum mom, she would give me stuff to listen at. So and then I kind of branched into Dave Weckl, Dennis Chambers, and I would study those guys. I mean, all the time. I would, anything they put out, I was studying, and it kept growing. So then I ran into Jeff Elmore, and I would go to like these church
Jeff,
conventions.
yeah.
And I was seeing Jeff Elmore. Jeff is like 6'2" and just sit over top of the drum. And
Yeah.
he don't play the drum. He just beat the drums. He beat the drums until there's no end. I mean, he
Now,
just
hold
goes
on.
and go and go.
I ain't mean to cut
And
you off.
Corey Washington, that was another one.
Oh yeah, Corey too. Yeah.
What's the difference between playing the drums and beating the drums? And I want you to say it loud and clear for every drummer. What's the difference between playing, or is there a difference between playing and beating?
Oh yeah. There is a difference. I didn't want to undercut my brother because he beats the drum, but he really plays the drum. So
Yeah,
let
Jeff
me
is
clear
dope.
that fire
Yeah.
for Jeff. So he does, but when you get through them drums, you got to change drum heads. You might have to change the cymbal. he bammed them drums. He like bam bam this beating the drum. But there is a difference then versus playing and then actually just beating the drums. I mean, any random person can go up there and beat the drums, but when you play the drums, you have taken some time to actually educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? To find the approach to playing the drums where you get a good sound. You know what I'm saying? So I play hard. Let me see. I play hard probably when I go to conventions, but other than that, I don't really play that hard. So I play. I could say I play aggressive, but I don't like just go extraordinary out of the way. So
You control.
in other words, I got in other words, I have some symbols, right? So my symbols have lasted me probably since COVID. I hadn't bought no symbols because when I went on tour, I had some guys come in to fill in for me. I had to buy all new symbols when I got back, pretty much.
Wow.
And then my symbols at the church are Minos, and Minos symbols are really expensive. I'm talking about one symbol is $425. That's one of my crashes. That's just one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a good segue. Speaking of COVID, I know just musicians in general, especially if that's your livelihood, that's what you do. You usually play at a church, and you may be, on a payroll, and then you may gig, and play events. But like when COVID came in, the churches shut down as well as all the events to gig. So how does a person like yourself or any other musician, how do you navigate, those type of landmarks in COVID, and how was that experience for you?
Well, I was one of the very fortunate ones. We know, all our musicians were paid all the way through COVID. Nobody missed a beat.
Wow,
So
Sway.
we were, yeah. We were very fortunate. I mean, no pay cut. I mean, not even a pay cut.
Wow.
All our salaries stayed the same.
Wait, so y'all get paid?
Hey, what you play
Y'all
for,
get
bro?
paid?
The Lord blessed us. We sure did. Yeah, we made it all the way through COVID. We sure did. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, we made it all the way through COVID. But if you have the drummer that is a gigging drummer that 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 was in COVID or something like that. That that would give a person or that drummer a great opportunity to be able to advance himself or herself and start making content. Because I mean, there's so many different ways that you can get funding or make money playing drums. So that can be like making your YouTube channel and start posting every day. It could be Instagram, TikTok, any one of those platforms, and then start creating and not just creating content, but creating content that people can learn from. Not just something where you just chop, but create something or create a platform where people can learn from. So there's different ways, in different avenues, that you can make money from, and hopefully they utilize those those platforms. Because like for me, I couldn't go into the houses where I give lessons. Because I was giving lessons in people's home and stuff that way. So I set up my camera, hooked up my Focusrite, and we did it via like the interweb. I guess the interweb, that's kind of old school. Not the interweb, but like the internet. Let me say it that way.
Right. Is that all? Is that your main source of work? Is just playing drums and teaching, or do you do
Yeah.
other? Do you have a
Yes,
9 to 5 or anything like that?
yes, just until recently. I'm starting a trucking company, so my truck is in the shop now, and I just bought me a 26-foot box truck, and I'm actually going to CDL school to get my Class A's. I have my Class B's already, so and I start in May. I think May the 16th, and that program's only like 5 weeks. Then I have my Class A's, and then I'm about from there I'll get an 18 wheeler rig, and then from there I'll scale up. I'll drive it for a little while, and then I'll put somebody in it, and then I'm gonna just keep duplicating myself that way. So, yeah.
Nice.
And then on the music side, yes, so yeah, I have my drumming, but all my drumming is going to be on the online platform from Doc's practice room.
Nice.
What made you want to go that route with the trucks? Because I know a lot of people who get into the trucks, and right now, they're looking for truck drivers, because there's a scarcity of trucks right now, and it's very needed. So what made you want to jump into the trucks, especially being a musician and everything like that?
Other streams of income, so right now, so I'm looking at it, if I'm 45 right now, so I got about 20 good more years, I could say. I don't want to be working all my life, but I wanted to set my family up where we have retirement, where we can travel and do whatever we want to do. So, I remember as a kid, I would be sitting in the back of the car, and I would always imagine myself driving. So, I used to drive school bus. I drove city bus. I drive for our church and stuff that way. So I always been a driver. So it is kind of this, it is scaling up to, and branching into the trucking part, from the bus side.
Nice. So and your drumming skills, were you self-taught, or did someone train you?
Oh, self-taught for a little bit. But again, well, just for a minute time, because I mean, I was very fortunate, in my developmental years. I was linked up to Miss Dorothea Taylor, and I was linked up with Joe Lee. So I had like my fundamental side from Miss Dorothea Taylor. Then I had like the drum set side from Joe Lee. That's our pastor's brother. And while I was developing, it just meshed together like that. And then of course, my age, we didn't have the YouTube, and got my age, I was before MySpace, even, you could say that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I would have to go to the concert and try to remember the lick. If somebody was going to do a lick like Liddell Abrams, whatever lick he was trying to do, I would try to have to remember it, go home and try to duplicate it or something like that, or carry a cassette tape and just hold it up there like that, cassette tape player, and mash them two buttons to play and to record at the same time, and just, and just hold it and listen. So, and from that, that's how I developed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
dope.
Go ahead, Gabe.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's keen on what you said as far as like, just diversifying and finding, other streams of income, because that's what we need. I think that's something that COVID really taught a lot of people,
Yeah.
hey, don't just rely on this, because anything can come and take that out. But see, if you have multiple streams of income, one might get hit, but you got you got another one to fall back. And so that's very important. So y'all share this video, get your questions ready. We got Mr. Aarian Land in the place, with us on As a Producer. JR, you think this is a good time for a break?
Let's do it.
Let's do a break, and when we come back, Aarian, we want to delve into, what the future looks like for you, brother. I know you mentioned the truck, you know what I'm saying? I know you mentioned that, but like, we want to delve in a little more and see what you got going on right after we come back.
And we're back.
All right, so I'm looking here at just a few things that you got. You're international drummer with Tony Washington. You traveled, different places, different countries. You instructed high schools. You were a drummer at Mason Temple Kojic. You serve as vice president, for over the Kojic music department. I mean, you got a ton of things that I see that you have done and that you're currently doing. But what's next for you? What's the next move? What's the next step? How's your future look?
The future looks great. Right now, I'm 50-50, and if I can say, I'm working on my online content, which is going to be, one of my streams of income, and then I'm working on the trucking company, which is another part. That's going to be another source of my income, and then from there, hopefully I can scale my my trucking company where I can kind of back away just a little bit, put managers and people in place where actually it will run itself, and then I can focus more back on my music. Because truth be told, I want to put a music school, not just a music school, but I want to put a music school like an academy in like in the Horry County area that that's going to really feed feed students, especially people of color, the less fortunate, give them opportunity. I'll say this, my oldest goddaughter, she was in the Marion County School District, and her school didn't have a band program. The only thing they had was a chorus program.
Wow.
So her mom actually moved her from that school, and she went to Conway High School to give her more opportunity for in extracurricular activities. Because I mean, just think about it. If people don't have an opportunity, and they may have a gift of drumming, they may have a gift or to play the trumpet or the clarinet or something like that, and if they don't ever have that opportunity to play, how can they develop? So I want to have I want to give students an opportunity to be able to develop if music is a passion of their heart, so something that they want to do, especially for the less fortunate.
So it sounds like you love teaching.
Oh, I do.
So, and speaking of teaching, and that video clip of you doing those drumming licks, explain that. Like, what is that? Like,
it was a lot of six tuplets, a lot of triplets going on. 6-stroke rolls was in there. Of course, I did like a backbeat and stuff that way. So, but yeah, you have to really understand. You really have to understand the foundational part of it for me to tell you like the way I'm telling it. To break it down, a lot of doubles and singles. Doubles, 2 hits in one hand. Single, singles, 1 hit with one hand, stuff like that. So there's a lot of that stuff going on in there.
So did you learn that at school, or how did you get into all of it?
Of course, going back to Miss Taylor, learning your rudiments, learning your 40th century rudiments will open up the world of drumming to you. There are 4 rudiments that if you learn that they will open up pretty much the rest of the rudiments, probably about 99% of the rest of the rudiments for you. If you learn your single stroke roll, double stroke roll, your flam, and your triplet stroke roll, those intertwine to make up the rest of the rudiments, except for the flamadiddle. When you get to the flamadiddle, you have a 4-stroke. That's a 4-stroke rudiment. So besides that rudiment, all the rest of them are intertwined with either the single, double, flam, or the triple stroke roll.
Well, I'll just go YouTube and follow you and study that. I'll do it the old school way and learn that way from you. So yeah, that's dope, man.
Yep.
And that is good. What you're doing. A lot of people, like right now, what's popping is like videos. And if you have a camera or you have a camera phone or smartphone, that's the way to go. And so that's a class that video we saw in the beginning. That's an actual class that you do, that you record with students watching, or how do you do that?
On my online platform, yeah, those are classes. So my struggle for me is, I guess because I'm more of a teacher, and per se. So you see like Instagram and TikTok a lot. A lot of people do a lot of the flashy stuff, just rip all the way around the drum set, and that's what that what attracts people to really come look. So I'm really not that attractive when it comes to like social media. I have a good following, but for me to develop my following more, I have to branch out myself and do more chop stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm planning to do, and actually do the chop and actually break it down, or get somebody like a Calvin Rogers or a Vero or a Chris Coleman and take whatever they're chopping and then slow it down and break it down and show the world what they're doing in a slower motion that way. So those are some of the ideas that I have coming up as well.
And that's dope, because a lot of people, you're right, people like candy, man. They like sweets. They like something that just eye candy, get your attention right now, right? And then so a lot of it is kind of gimmicky. It's like gimmicks is like, okay, well, you're not gonna click or watch if I'm really breaking down knowledge about how this stuff is done. You just want to
see that chop.
See,
you want to see the
that,
chop.
you just want to see the chop and be like, wow, and just watch it over and over. And I've learned something, man, about stuff like that. Because I used to be like, oh man, I want to go listen to see what this guy did on the keys or whatever like that. And it's kind of like I'm wasting my time. For me personally, I feel like I'm just wasting my time just clicking, watching somebody else live and watching somebody else do their thing. And it's like, well, don't you have something that you can do? Why don't you do your thing, right? And stop wasting time watching other people pretty much living, right? And so
exactly.
It's crazy, but that's pretty much the stroke of human nature, I guess. Everybody wants to do and see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, exactly. I would say this though. I think the most teachable, the teachable group that's out there that where you can listen at, but actually learn is Snarky Puppy.
Yeah.
Because I mean they stretch so much and keep it so groovy that you have to listen and see what's going on, because they're so technical, but it make it fit. So I do like I know that's probably my favorite, probably my most favorite group. Yeah, Snarky Puppy, because they I mean I done seen them twice.
Oh really?
In concert, and unbelievable. I seen them in Charlotte, and I was over in Germany, so I visited my sister-in-law, and I just happened to pull up the schedule, and they were in the city like the next day, and I went and saw them in Stuttgart, Germany.
Was that pre-Corey Henry or post?
I saw Corey Henry on the first one.
Okay.
The second one was post. Yeah.
I remember when they came out before Corey Henry, and I bought the album. They are fire, man.
Yes. So, but that's a group that you can look at and really glean from and really study. But I mean, if you're a musician, so far like woodwind instrument, brass instrument, you can look at them and actually study. If you can look at the drummer and say, okay, what is he doing? and you can kind of dissect what he's doing. You can't catch everything, but you can catch some stuff. You can look at the keys and be like, okay, okay, yeah, he might be doing that augmented chord or something like this or something, this way, and they know organ, everything you can kind of glean from.
So, man, tell us how can you be reached? How can people reach you? How can they reach your online platform with the Docs practice room?
Okay, yeah, you can just go to docspracticeroom.com, DOCS practice, PRACTICE room.com. My online platform is up. We're going to do a hard launch. I'm trying to get that word out soon. Launch. I can't get that word. I can't talk to the launch. We're going to do that soon. The same handle Facebook, the same handle Instagram, and the same handle for YouTube. Just put in, YouTube/Docs Practice Room, Facebook/Docs Practice Room, and I'll pop up. So yeah, you can find me there. And if you want to reach me, you can reach me at docspracticeroom@gmail.com.
So it looks like we have a comment here, and Jules said, I bought a snare a couple years ago to start learning, and I tried following someone on YouTube, and it was tedious trying to learn. I wanted to hurry up and get to the good stuff. How can she get to the good stuff? Is there an easy way to get that to the good stuff? Because I'm like that. I want to get straight to the, hey, just give me the
point, right?
Forget all the other stuff. I don't want to know that, you got to go 3 stroke. No, give me the sauce.
Yeah. So, it's just like a baby. You know what I'm saying? So a baby out the womb is not going to come out his womb, out his mom's womb just running. If he does, I want to see it. Like day one, he come out the room, just start running across the floor. Show me, because I would love to see that.
Oh man.
It takes years to develop, and truth be told, the fundamentals are not that fun. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to take the time to build, and then that's when you can. Once you start building, that's when you can really start stretching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But until you start building, you're really not going to be able to stretch. That's why you see drummers. You actually see some like professional drummers that you listen to them, you're like, man, how did they get that gig? It's just like, man, what in the world? What are they playing? I mean, it just don't. I mean, the snare don't seem like it line up with the hi-hat and the bass drum. That stuff is important to me. So when I'm playing a pocket, all that stuff has to be lined up. All my ghost notes are intentional. They're not just to be there. So my ghost notes are intentional. So but all that came from me doing 4 different strokes. So like in your development, you really, before you even get to rudiments, you need to really zone in on your 4 strokes. So your downstroke, your upstroke, your tap stroke, and your legato stroke. Because once you develop those 4 strokes, then you can start branching it into the rudiments and get into your single strokes, your double strokes, and stuff like that. And then everything will start stirring up, and then you'll start making some vegetable soup, or you have that good barbecue, or you might have that good Sunday dinner, with fried chicken and collard greens and macaroni and cheese, yams and 4-layer, 10-layer chocolate cake with ice cream. Then you can get to that stuff. But you got to do the prep work. That you don't get to that dinner table without mom cutting up them collards, mama frying that fat back. You know what I'm saying? My mama got to peel the potatoes. That's the hard work.
What is a ghost note?
Huh?
For the non-drummers out there, because you said a whole lot. What is a ghost note?
Ghost note is like a tap. So like you have your regular stroke, but a ghost note is like a real tap, like a softer tap.
I like those joints because it fills in empty spots.
Right. Play that video. Yeah. Play my video again from
Okay.
And then it just stop it like within 15 seconds.
All right, here you go.
Okay, yeah. So that's all that little that stuff that was on the snare. All that's ghost notes.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, all that stuff was ghost notes. It's like feeling. It's like the pudding in the inside.
So when it comes to teaching and trying to show people things, I know with me, I'm not very patient,
Hmm.
and it's hard for me to teach someone when they think they know better than you, and they haven't been playing for years. Well, I'll just say they just started, and you're trying to show them how to do something, and it's like, you know what, I can't do this, but I understand this person is not to where they need to be, but in order for them to get there, you got to take your time with them. Do you have that problem, impatience when you're teaching
Hmm.
someone?
Oh
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it was
yeah.
just me.
So, oh no. And sometimes the best thing for sometimes the best learning experience is embarrassment. Put them out there. Let them play for something big. And then I'm serious. Let them bump their head
Yeah,
when
Huh.
they come back and play the video for them. Let's go back and listen to this video and tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
and
gonna
then
do that.
That sound like people who kind of want to get straight to the sauce. Hey man, don't
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that. Can you show me this right here? Let's get straight to the sauce, right? They just want to learn the lick. They just want to learn the groove or
skip all
whatever,
that other joint.
and skip all the rudiments,
mm,
like you said, and
nope.
the things, the necessary things that you have to learn to practice and get better at. Because a lot of people don't know it's in those rudiments, like you
Yeah,
said, or those early, the beginning, the basic stuff is the things
Hmm.
that you learn and you focus on, and then the other stuff comes a little easier because now you got the basic things down pat, and so now you can go
Got your
left.
tools.
Yeah, you can go
You
left.
got
You,
your
go,
tools. You
you
got
know how to use it.
yeah.
So yeah, that's great. But that's what it sounds like, Jr.
mm.
The person wants to get straight to that
Yeah.
thought.
You got
Fundamentals
you
is
got you got to do the beginning part first. You got to do it. You
because
have to do it, or you're gonna sound a
when
mess.
yeah, and when you realize when you do the fundamentals and slow down, take your time, you catch all of that other stuff once you see what you're doing. But if you're not seeing what you're doing, you're just making a mess, and it's not sounding like it's supposed to sound because you want to, like you said, get to the point. But to get to the point, you got to walk there, not just
Right.
run over it. You know?
Right. True. True. Because
And also,
because people they see, well, I'm going old school now. They see the Liddell. In my instance, I was looking at Liddell Abrams, and I was looking at those cats back then, or like today, you got like Calvin Rogers, and they see all this sauce, but still, if you really listen to Calvin Rogers, he's a pocket player, and
Yeah,
then he kind of branch out a little
he's
bit,
in there.
especially on his albums,
Yeah,
and then he's going to come right back to it. But if you really listen at the minute stuff, he puts those ghost notes, all that ghost note stuff in there. And see, that's the problem. A lot of the young cats want to get where he is, but looking at him, I can tell he put in hours, hours of practicing. When I was coming out, I was 6 to 8 hours a day when I
mm,
would practice on school days.
mm,
School days.
mm.
Yeah. Just a pad. Just a pad. Yeah, just a pad rudiments.
a lot of great players have that similar story. Yo, I practice 4, 5, 8 hours, a day. So being that you're a drummer, a great drummer,
Mm-hmm.
what brand is the brand for you? And why is that brand your brand?
All
I
right,
seen
I got this.
Evans on the drums,
I
I
got
seen
to
Evans.
be I got to be very, very, very careful. I got to be
I
very
know you
careful
don't want to
because
get your
I,
sponsorships.
yeah, I got to be. I got.
Okay,
You gave
okay,
me a question.
let's
No,
do
no,
it.
no.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
answering. I'm answering.
Go
I
ahead.
have been a diehard Pearl fan all of my life. Jr. I tell you, I got a Masters Pearl at the church that I bought in 1996, and it's been in the church ever since 1999. I have a Masters Pearl. I just put it in storage. I just put it in storage probably about a month ago. But and I'm not messing up my endorsement because I am very grateful that somebody would even take the opportunity to
Mm.
even look at me and even give me like a sponsorship. So I am
Wow.
very grateful for Tamburo drums, and they actually sound really, 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 really good. Almost to the point they might even like, especially like the tom stuff, might even sound better than a pearl, stuff like that. Putting the heads on there because
Mm.
they've really worked, and I'm saying that gracefully, So they really took some extra work and went in there and they handcraft everything too.
Mm.
So but yeah, I have been a diehard Pearl fan for years, and I always will be. So and head wise, Evans. I used to play Remos back in the day. But I'm an Evans guy. I love the way the tone, the tones I get out of Evans heads. And I just kind of making my switch over to ProMark. You could not get no ProMark back in when I was coming. You could not get no balanced ProMark sticks for nothing. Everything. I mean, the wood is. I mean, JR, I don't know if you ever played, but like if you play like playing a drum set and you can feel like the resonant coming through the stick, that drives me bananas when you play like that. And it feel like the
It's
stick is like rubber,
rubber,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So yeah, so ProMark used to be like that for years, but
Really?
some way somehow they've corrected it. So because I was Vic Firth all the way. I mean Vic Firth 5As, give me that all day. But over the years they've changed it. So I'm branching back into the ProMark, like the ProMark side. So
Mm.
I've been using the Rebound 5As on the ProMark side. So symbol wise, at the church I'm running Minos. That was because my drum mom she had got some Minos. I really liked them. They're really really expensive cymbals though. Really great cymbals, really great cymbals. I've been to the factory in Germany while I was over there. I drove to the factory and visited the factory.
Nice.
Um, really great cymbals. But I think I'm going to be a Zildjian guy pretty much all my life. I'm a K Dart guy. Oh my goodness, the K Dart. It's just something about them cutting through, you know. So
Wow.
Nice.
Dope. Dope. Well, bro, we appreciate you for coming on, as a producer with us. And if
yeah,
anybody have any questions, you can throw the questions out there. PJ, what's up, man? He said, talk that drum talk, bro. That's another fellow drummer.
Another drummer, yeah.
Yeah, so we appreciate you, man, Aarian, for coming on with us. This is my first time like meeting you, but I heard your work.
uh-huh.
I heard your work years ago. JR's mom, and other various artists, that we worked with, and so it's a pleasure to meet you. Any last words, man? You want to give any shout outs, anything?
Oh yes, of course, my wife. I wanted to give her a shout out. We will be, married 24 years
Man, congrats.
this year. So, and then shout out to my drum mom, Miss Dorothea Taylor, and then of course Jolie. That's the other guy who invested in me. Those are guys who invested in me. Curry Seymour when I was in college. He took the time invested in me. Showing me like more of the mallet work and stuff that way. So. Yeah, but if I could leave some words for anybody, just practice, man. You have to take the time, go slow, practice. Look me up. As much as I can avail myself, I'll be there for you to be able to help you. Because at the end of the day, I like to, I love to see people succeed. So yes, I do. Yeah, people ask, do you charge? Yes, I do charge, but at the end of the day, if a person's willing to learn, because I know Miss Taylor done it for me, didn't charge me a dime. All the
Mm.
years I would go over to her house, 3 and 4 hours. At the end of the
Wow.
day, somebody will have the funds, hit me up and we're gonna make it work. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. I know who to come to now. And bro, I got no money. But,
Don't speak that, man. Don't
You're
speak that on
lying,
the show.
Brown. You're lying. You're lying. Look, hey, lift that mic up. Let me see. What type of mic you got? Also, all that lighting behind you, man.
Yeah.
What's that lighting behind you? Ooh.
got no money, bro. But I want to get this lesson. But that's what's up, man. So, man, we appreciate you for coming on as a producer. Definitely all the drummers out there, hopefully y'all glean something from this great expert, this producer here, Mr. Aarian. And, this has been another episode, productive episode. So y'all just look him up, hit him up, follow his page, go to his lessons, online, hit him up, and if you don't got it, he might work with you, but you got to be. Go ahead.
I got one thing. Yeah. So on my website, I don't know if y'all guys know Nick Small, but he did a masterclass for me. So that is on my website. So I put up series 1. So series 1 is free. So just go to docspracticeroom.com and you can get series 1. It is amazing. He put so much knowledge in that 1 hour. It is like ridiculous. So you get that first session for free, but after that you can subscribe to Doc's Practice Room for $19.95 a month, and then you get access to everything.
Nice.
Yeah. There you have it.
That's dope.
Aarian. So this has been As a Producer. I'm Gabriel Ori. This is my co-host,
JR.
and we are.
Deuces.